Hi traders, want to show you an example of a bearish butterfly that's set up on the 5 or 15 minute chart, and this is the pound US dollar daily chart that we're looking at. And here again, first thing we want to do is find our key level of potential support or resistance. So if we have a look at this swing down, take our Fibonacci tool and we draw it from the very high to the very low, like that. Okay, you can see prices retraced, hit the 79, we had a nice reaction, came down, found support, and then rallied, and you can see it's come right back up. So if we have a look at taking a horizontal tool and just pop it across here, you have a look here, we have this area of resistance. This time we've actually spiked up slightly higher than previously. There was a nice sell opportunity in here. Price spiked up into, there again, reference that last bullish candle. See, it spiked right up to that number there and released. Okay, so we've had some nice rejection off that area. If we now move over to the 4-hour chart, we know that we're coming off key resistance there. That's what the 4-hour looks like. You can see we've rallied, came up into that 79. That was the first go at the level, came down, found support at the base here. We then rallied back up into that deeper area. You can see how we just tap slightly higher. Okay, false break, when you drop off again. Look at the rejection. Okay, showing very clear signs of some heavy selling coming in here. See how prices drop down, taking out orders below these levels here. So what we're looking at here, okay, coming off high time frame resistance, is possible selling opportunities. If we take our Fibonacci tool and draw it from this swing high down to this low, you can see prices come off that 62 area. Okay, dropped off a little bit there. So in and around this area here, okay, nice sign of resistance. We'll drop this down. See in here we also have a level around that 70.7 resistance. Look at the wicks here, showing signs of rejection. See our price unable to close above that area. Okay, also across here, resistance into support. So around that level there, looked pretty good. Also that higher time frame key resistance, we've shown signs that price is looking pretty bearish at the moment. And just go to the hourly chart. Here's what the hourly chart looks like. So we've had a nice drop down. Okay, see this big release down like this. Remember, you want to pay reference to that last bullish candle, and this bullish candle is pretty wide. You see it sort of comes out up into that area there. We found resistance, it's dropped off. There again, see that 70.7 level, you can see that area a lot clearer. Resistance in here. See, we've had this little shelf here. Okay, holding as resistance, price unable to close above that level. So we now move to the 5-minute chart. Compress this. You see our price dropped off, okay, then rallied and then dropped. So if we take our foot till again, drop it down like that. Okay, you see our price rallies, comes up and it hits exactly on the 79 level. Well, pretty much to the 79, 76, 77 is the actual 79 level. Look for a possible bearish butterfly pattern. So we draw our fib tool from the low to the high. You see how prices, just drop this across so you can see the actual numbers. See how prices dropped here. This is what you want to look at in terms of that pattern. So there's the 127 and 1618 extension, and there's that key area that we spoke about, okay, where price couldn't close above. Here again, instead of just clicking sell into a level, you can use these smaller time frame patterns to structure a trade. So I'm going to drop this horizontal line down, see 89, so it's literally like 3 pips apart. Okay, in terms of the stop loss, here again, put it above the 1618. Okay, so 10 pips plus the spread, give or take. Let's go to our order platform, and I'm going to put an order in, new pending order, sell limit. So put this in at 5, 8, 8, 8, 1 pip below. It's a very small pattern that we're looking at here. For the bigger patterns like the 30-minute or hourly pattern, I'll normally put it in a few pips lower, okay, but on these smaller patterns, pretty much to the pip or 1 pip below should be fine. And then the stop loss 58.98 plus the spread, so let's call it 159.01 area. So we've got a 13 pip stop, okay, 13 pips of risk. So I'm going to place that order here again. I'm not going to worry with the take profit just yet because I want to see how price actually reacts off the level if it gets there. Just follow price along. Now while the market's doing this in a live environment, you'll obviously need to, if price breaks through the lows here, then this whole structure is invalidated, so then you'll just cancel your order, okay? So let's see if price can break up. So there's the spike. Look at the reaction off that area. Bang. To the pip on the 127. And look at the rejection off that. Okay. That's an indication. When you see that sign, that's an indication that you've got a, you see this high here? You've got a bull trap. Okay. Where the bulls, the breakout traders, have tried to run this above the high. Okay. And all of a sudden, we've had sell orders come in the market. And when this candle moves back like this, okay, those buyers are now trapped. So when this happens, when you see this rejection like this, normally an indication that you're going to see a heavy rejection, okay? Not always, but more often than not, because it starts to bring panic into the market. So let's just stick to the 5 minute here and just follow price along here. Remember, I don't have a take profit in yet. I want to see how price reacts. Now when we see this kind of reaction, I'll stick with the trade. Okay, now we're starting to release a little bit. You see how price comes down, holds support, and then closes below. That's very good for the trade. Okay, big spike up, having a go at the highs. This is why I'm very cautious about just trying to get the risk out of the trade straight away. Here again, you see this high here. Price not closing below it just yet, or above it, sorry. Okay, still looking a bit indecisive. Having another go up at this area. So the breakdown, see, it just taps a little bit higher, picking up some more orders around that area. I want to see price not close. See this base here, you want to see it close below that area. Starting to close down below the level. So now you see how we have resistance, hold very briefly, support, comes back, now testing resistance. Okay, back up again, you see it moving down, closes below this level. It's now coming into this base here. You see this last bearish candle before price released. So we want to see price clear this area here. Okay, so you see how it comes back right up into testing that last bullish candle. Now we're starting to break down, okay. I like this rejection of these wicks, okay, showing signs of weakness from the bulls and real pressure from the bears. Let's just have a look at the hourly chart here. What I'm going to do is just remove these fibs so we can see what's going on. Okay, so let's just clear this larger fib out as well. So there's price starting to release to the downside. Okay, so you see how we're using the different time frames. There's that release, bang, into resistance. Okay, we want to see price clear through this area here. And then where's the next area that we could keep an eye on? Well, let's just have a look here. If we drop this down, we've got this little area in here. Further down, we've got this area here, here, here. Okay, now price has tested this area. This was the initial order block in here. Price has come down, test this area, and then it's come deeper. Okay, so when price pulls back, it's taking more orders from this block. Okay, so it falls into this block and rallies, comes back deeper into that block, taking more orders. So see how these lows goes lower and lower. So indication that there could be fewer orders around here, and we may have a run at the lows here. So we just compress this. The next sort of major, if we clear through these clusters, is obviously in here. See this area here, big move up. We've got this base in here. Okay, so I'm going to watch this area very closely if we can get through this. But the first major area now is this area. I want to see price close below that area, okay, on the higher time frame, which is minimum for me an hourly chart. So let's just compress this. So that's the area we sold at. We're currently 26 pips up. What I'm going to do, you see we've run this low here. I'm going to move the stop to break even. Move stop to break even, does it automatically for us. And let's just see. So now you see the release there. Okay, a little bit of a bounce back into resistance. Market's very, very heavy here. Okay, very, very heavy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold onto this big move down. Okay, see how it's taken out this area, taking out orders in here. Okay, so I want to see where price closes on this candle. Okay, so we've closed below this key area right here. This is key, so we can look to see if price, if it comes back, we want to see it stay below this 58.60 area for another run lower. Okay, so let's look at that 15-minute chart. What a price. Now we're running into that next key area there. So I'd like to see a bounce somewhere. As you can see, it's still very heavy here. Running down at those lows now. Market's still going very, very strongly here. Okay, up about 100 pips at the moment. There's the release. Okay, here again, just reference your 4-hour chart. Okay, big move down here. You can see. Remember, we're coming off a daily resistance area here. Okay, so although we're using a 5-minute pattern to get in that, we're coming off higher time frame key resistance. It's a daily level. Big institutional players coming in there. Got signs of weakness here in terms of the wicks. Okay, runs the highs, trapping any bulls, and now we're starting to break down. Big move down like this. So in terms of areas to watch, obviously you see this area in here. That's a key level, and if we just draw some fibs from this low up to this high, there's the 50. They're not really lining up with anything, so I like that 57.44 area for a take profit. 57.44. Let's just go to the 15-minute chart here and just watch. Bring it a pullback here in terms of this big move down. Okay, people taking profits. What you can do is also, you see this base here, I can actually lock in profits here, bring the stop right down. Just have a look at that hourly chart, show you what that looks like. So you got this base, you see this area across here, holding a support and resistance there, and here now you've got this base holding here. What we could do is move the stop down to just above this area. You've also got, you see this area in here? You've also got this level here, so this is another level you want to watch closely, and depending on how actively you want to be in terms of management, you can either get your stop just above the highs or give it a bit of breathing space. Okay, when price moves this heavily, you're likely to pull back in terms of people taking profits and things. So this area here looks pretty good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move my stop down to just above this high here, 58.29, and if we just draw a fib from this high down to the low, see the 38 level, so I think I stop around 58.31. So let's move this stop 58.31. Modify that, so we've got something to protect us. Okay, if price starts to retrace, we've got this area here that we'd like to see hold, and obviously, you know, even better if we can take another leg down and then take profit. So let's just modify that again. I want to go for this base down here, 57.44 area, 44 plus a spread. So let's go in at actually let's just round it to 50. Okay, 57.50, so we don't get any big orders coming in there. So let's just watch this closely. Like I said, this area here is the first sort of area we want to eye out closely. Okay, it's just looking pretty heavy, spiking up now. So you're starting to commit above this area using this base as support. Another indication you may want to look at bailing on the trade. Okay. Just step this forward here for the recording. Okay, this thing looks like it wants to take a little leg up here maybe. I'll just drag this across. There's the 38 level. And this base we want to hold as resistance. So base is holding at the moment. Okay, so you can see our price rallies up right through that area and we get taken out. So trade was worth 57 pips for initial 13 pips of risk. Let me just show you that hourly chart, what that looks like. So price dropped down, really didn't come to anything in terms of an area here. 38 popped through 50, targeting down to that base there for a final target. You can see how, just have a look here. So I say it depends on how active you want to be with the trade management. You see this area right here, you have the base, okay, comes back, retests support, holds, rallies. There's that level we wanted to hold. Okay, it held briefly. You can see it bounced off 17 pips or something, and then we had obviously some big buyer coming into the market pushing price higher, but we still made 57 pips on the trade for a 13 pip risk.